Hello everyone, welcome back for another Star Trek, the official Starships collection review. I just recently got my hands on issue number 92, the Medusan ship, seen on the original series, the remastered version. And anyhow, I have a magazine and of course the model here, but we'll get to this in a minute. And let's look at what's inside of this magazine. So first thing you'll notice is that there's a kind of a neat image of the ship there on the cover. A little nice CGI, of course, with some basic information here. It is considered a transport in the 23rd century, 90 meters long, and believe it or not, this thing can go warp 6. Strangely enough. Turning the page, the format of all the magazines is here as well, and you'll notice the stand assembly for the model there, and of course with more specification information. It is considered a transport for diplomatic missions. It is affiliated with the Federation in the 23rd century with a crew of 30, goes as fast as warp 6 as I mentioned earlier, and it has phaser emitters for weaponry. Turning the page, have a nice underside view of the ship there, with of course a starry background, CGI rendering of course, as well as some basic text from the episode in which it appears. More on that. And here is the diagram page showing you where some components are. And here's a section on the design process of this ship here, which was created specifically for the Star Trek the Original Series Remastered edition. Basically back like in the early 2000s, CBS, Paramount got together and decided to remaster the original series for Blu-ray and digital release, other digital releases. Basically what that means is they took all of these special effects, like the exterior shots of the ship, the Enterprise, all the space shots, all the battles, all the phaser shots, all the torpedo shots, all the basically all the post-production visual effects was pretty much redone, and many ships that were previously just blips of light on the screen, like the Gorn ship or some of the other alien races, or some of these other ships that you saw that were very, very small on screen, they finally actually made detailed, CGI models out of these things, and this was one of them. So if you're expecting to watch this in an original series episode that was from the 60s, and you're probably not going to see it, but when you watch the remastered version, it is very much there in the episode that it appears in. And I guess this section of the magazine talks about that. And you turn the page, and here's a section on an original series producer, magazine filler. Of course, there's not much to discuss about the ship because it only appeared in one episode that I know of. And more about the producer's role on TOS in various episodes that he directly or indirectly affected, and more on that. And of course the on-screen appearance page, which is there no truth? Is there truth in no beauty? I always get that mixed up. On the original series, of course, and designed by Michael Okuda. And that's about it. And a little piece of trivia. Keen Star Trek fans there will notice that is Diane Muldaur, who will later go on to become Dr. Pulaski on the second season of The Next Generation, in the absence of Dr. Crusher. So that's a nice little piece of trivia. And next up, according to the magazine, I'll have 93 to show you, which is the Horizon. So that ought to be interesting. And rounding up the magazine, you get a nice image of the ship on the back there. So fairly okay magazine. But let's get on to the ship, shall we? And here it is in the box. Just looking at it, it looks rather small, smaller than usual, almost like a shuttlecraft. But let's take a look at it. Of course, it comes with the stand and the actually the base of the stand here, which simply says Medusan Starship on the bottom with a part number, and the stand goes into here like that. Very sturdy this time around. And the model itself, well, it's pretty nice for what it is. It's very, very small, very odd shape, but it's very, very original series like. It's got all the familiar design elements of the original series era. The way the warp nacelles look. You got your deflector dish in there. I guess those are windows or ports or whatnot, and of course some type of Federation insignia stripes that you see on the warp nacelles from that era are on there. Of course the Bussard collectors are, or the ram scoops or whatever, are clear orange, so that's a nice touch as always. The deflector dish itself is orange with the needle poking out, so be careful with that. You don't want it to break. There are no decals that specify the name of the ship on the hull, so that's a bit of a bummer. It would have been nice to maybe perhaps see a name of whatever the ship was called. But other than that, it's okay. Not a lot of detail down there on the bottom, but it has a very nice paint job nonetheless. It's a very interesting model. To be honest, was I looking forward to this ship? No. I mean, as much as I have love for the original series, I didn't jump for joy for very many of those ships from the collection. But it is a good model, and it's probably the first and only Medusan ship we'll ever get in the collection. And but it's, you know, it's cool. You can see the back there, nice little design. Of course, you know, unfortunately, like I said, there's not very much I can say about this ship, being that it only appeared in one episode. The remastered version of In Truth Is There No Truth in Beauty, and it was never seen again or ever even mentioned again. So it's not like this ship was around for in the 24th century or anything like that. So just feeling it, it is, the main body is primarily metal, and the nacelles themselves are even kind of metal a little bit, with some plastic thrown in. Of course, these rods or whatnot are plastic, the deflector's plastic, the top of the nacelles are plastic, and that's pretty much it. It's a very nice model, but if you're planning on, you know, if you're a cherry picker of the collection, then I would definitely skip this. It's not one of my favorites. You know, it's not something that I would have run out immediately and tried to get my hands on. So, and as usual, it connects to the stand to some degree like that. The clamps hold on to the nacelle pylons with ease, no difficulty there, but you got to be careful though, because it can easily fall. Oh, it doesn't fall off. I was expecting that. So it's a very sturdy fit here. I wish the stand was like this for all the other models. So yeah, that rounds up issue number 92, the Medusan Starship, seen on the original series. And thank you all so much for watching, and I look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Live long and prosper.